I've told y'all many times that Donald Trump is a sick individual. So are the deplorables who actually follow him. Saturday at a New Hampshire rally, this fool who says all kind of wild, outrageous things, and trust me, he believes them, actually said this about immigrants.
We got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. They're pouring into our country. Nobody's even looking at them. They just come in. The crime is going to be tremendous. The terrorism is going to be.
Now, I hope all of you African immigrants who support Donald Trump listen to what he said. Play it again.
We got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. They're pouring into our country. Nobody's even looking at them. They just come in. The crime is going to be tremendous. The terrorism is going to be.
That's who that idiot is. Now, today, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell was asked about what Trump said. And, of course, this is the same Mitch McConnell who's married to an Asian American woman who was Trump's transportation secretary, Elaine Chao. Listen to this.
Are you comfortable with your party's leading presidential candidate referring to illegal immigrants as people who are poisoning the blood of our country?
Well, it strikes me that didn't bother him when he appointed Elaine Chao Secretary of Transportation.
Are you comfortable with your party's?
So didn't bother him then. Now, again, you got these people who are running around, who are immigrants. People are sitting here talking about they're going to be supporting Donald Trump. You've got a Politico had a story. I saw it how it said that Mexicans along the border, here it is right here, there are a lot of Mexican people looking forward to Trump over the issue of immigration. But this is what this man thinks about immigrants in this country. But let's be real clear here. Is what Donald Trump thinks about black and brown immigrants. He doesn't mind white immigrants, like his wife, or his first wife, or is he on his 5th or 6th? I can't remember. But his first wife and his current wife and his children are the children of immigrants. But they are white immigrants. He's a full-on white nationalist, white supremacist, and he's using the same language as Hitler, and he's doing it on purpose because he is speaking to his white Republican base. My panel, Dr. Mustafa Santiago Ali, former senior advisor for environmental justice at the EPA out of D.C., Joy Cheney, former executive director of the Washington Bureau of the National Urban League. She joins us right now out of D.C., Dr. Larry J. Walker, assistant professor, University of Central Florida. Glad to have all three of you here. Look, this is real clear, Larry, and you sit here and you hear this, and then you wonder why the Venezuelan immigrants in Florida, the Cuban immigrants in Florida, the Nicaraguan and Honduran immigrants that are all there in Florida still support this full-on white nationalist.
Roland, I heard the comments the other day, and, it's funny, I was talking to a colleague today, obviously being in the state of Florida, and you talked about Texas. So we got to talk about how people believe in some of the immigrant groups you described believe a proximity to whiteness will protect them. And that goes to the comments that Senator McConnell made about his wife. We also have to highlight that former President Trump has made several disparaging remarks about former Secretary Elaine Chao on a number of different occasions, and Senator McConnell didn't say anything about it. But I think that his rhetoric is dangerous. And as we, over the next several months, get closer to the election, it's going to be really important for people to go out to vote. Because what's happened is this is the kind of rhetoric, as you described, this is not new in terms of how you describe people. And when a country like the United States has a history of we talked about slavery, enslaving formerly enslaved Africans. When you talk about how they treated Asian Americans during the World War II and internment camps, this country itself has a long history of treating minoritized groups a certain way. So the idea that you can McConnell and some other politicians, Senator Lindsey Graham this weekend, who try to sidestep these comments as not meaning anything, and they want to shift like Lindsey Graham did and talking about the border. For those folks out there from minoritized communities, if you vote for Donald Trump, what you are voting for, maybe not for you, but members of your family who he's othered, right? He was very specific about folks being from Africa and Asia. So if you or anyone in your family, anyone in neighbors you care about fall in those categories, they're coming for you. And he's being very clear when he says he's going to be a dictator from day one. And for those people who don't believe it's going to happen, this country is teetering on the edge of being a dictatorship.
Go to my iPad. Joy, this was 2018. Norwegians reject Trump's immigration offer. This is what he actually said. He said he blasted what he calls shithole countries, immigrants from shithole countries from Africa, Haiti, and others, and said that he wishes that we could have more Norwegians. He wants white people. The Republican Party believes in the great they believe in the great replacement theory. They believe that white people are being replaced. They can't handle the fact that white people are not having babies. And so therefore they're like, yo, we got to bring in some more white people because these dark people, these brown people, these black people, they simply it's too many of them.
That's right. To my Haitian brothers and sisters who are in Florida, in Orlando, where the good doctors from, where I'm actually from, let me tell you, this man is laying out for you what he thinks of you. He's done it before. He's continuing to do it. He's not worthy of your vote, no matter what party you're in, race, creed, whatever. Donald Trump is an existential threat. And I would say everyone, including Republicans, there is no issue that we disagree with each other enough to vote for Donald Trump. He is an existential threat. We are, 30s Germany, right? Dealing with a problem, but not seeing it for what it is. We need to be very concerned about the rhetoric. It is racist, xenophobic, anti-Semitic, white nationalist. This is unacceptable. And let me tell you, for women out there, it's also, a lot of this is working part and parcel with a lot of sexism and a lot of misogyny as well. We are all under threat by this man. All under threat by this man and the people that would vote for him, that he's soliciting their votes. This is an existential threat. And if Mitch McConnell believed what he said today, it's not enough for him to be flippant, to say, well, he didn't feel that way when he appointed my wife. He needs to directly say this man is not worthy of the nomination of the Republican Party, and he is most certainly not worthy of my vote.
Well, they're not going to say that because they want power. As simple as that. They're not going to say that. But the thing here, Mustafa, that people need to understand. People need to understand this. Oh, he's just saying things. No, he, as well as a lot of hardcore conservatives, they have a clear, concise plan. And they want to, he's already said, Muslim ban goes into effect day one. They're going to be rejecting all Muslims coming into this country. They're going to be targeting people of color. You hear what he said about African nations as well. And so people can sit here and play this game. Oh, I'm dissatisfied. I'm going to sit the election out. I just don't like what's going on. But what these people have planned pales in comparison to his first 4 years. And folk think, that's just hype. No, it's not hype. It's real.
Yeah, and they're being very clear about it. And that's the part that is so disconcerting, is that so many folks continue to sit back and not take this stuff seriously. Anytime you have a person who has the opportunity to be the leader of the free world, who continues to weaponize race, that continues to otherism, folks, you have to understand what they're doing. They're laying the groundwork for these sweeping sets of actions that they've been clear about. It's not like that they've kept it silent. They've been very clear about the things that they want to do. So if we are not willing to fully engage in this, to call them out, not after the election, not a day before the election, but actually now, and also Republicans who say that they don't believe in this stuff, well, then you have to stand up. You have to make your voice heard and you have to call this stuff out. So we all have a responsibility in this moment to not allow this type of stuff to move any further, because if you do, we've seen throughout history how it plays out. It was just talked about before about Nazism and some of the things that they were able to do to be able to justify many of the actions that they did. Of course, they were unjustifiable, but they used it as a part of their campaigning to be able to take people's rights away and then to be able to actually take people's lives away.
Folks, they can play around all they want to. I'm trying to tell you what they have planned. It's real, and so folks can, they can sit here and, man, poo-paw it. I'm telling you, that's the case. We come back. They also love to brand everything. Woke, woke, woke. Everything is woke. Everything is, targeting the white folks.